In Gaza, a show of force by Hamas as they handed the hostages over to the International Red Cross. In the white vehicles, Doron Steinbrecher, Romy Gonen, and Emily Damari were starting their journey back to freedom. The men and guns were there to send a signal to Israel and other Palestinian factions that whether they like it or not, Hamas is still in charge in Gaza. That sight would infuriate Israelis. Back safely in Israel, British-Israeli Emily Damari first. Family reunions in a hospital in Tel Aviv. All three women were healthy enough to see the people they'd missed the most. This day has been a long time coming. At first light, thousands of Palestinians in Gaza began trying to walk home. This fragile ceasefire started almost 3 hours late. With zero trust on either side, Israel continued its attacks here in Khan Yunis as it waited for the names of the women being released. Gaza Civil Defense, run by Hamas, said 19 more Palestinians were killed by Israel during the delay. Hamas joined the celebrations, trying to claim some kind of victory. The Israelis have destroyed the offensive power Hamas used to attack them 15 months ago. But the Americans say Hamas has nearly as many new recruits as Israel has killed. After so much bloodshed, celebratory gunfire did not make Jannah flinch.
May God have mercy on the oppressed and those who have passed, and pity on us who survived. And God willing, everyone will return home.
This celebration in Khan Yunis was filmed by a trusted Palestinian cameraman working for the BBC. Israel does not let international journalists enter Gaza to report freely. Just over the border in Israel is the site of the Nova Music Festival, where Hamas killed more than 380 people on the 7th of October and took 40 hostage. This weekend, with the ceasefire coming, many Israelis made their own pilgrimages, moving quietly around the photos and memorials to those who were killed. A short distance away is another memorial, the festival-goers' cars, hundreds of them destroyed in the attack. Israelis here said they'd wanted a deal in which all the hostages were swapped for Palestinian prisoners at the same time. That's because they believed the war is going to resume. They said it was unavoidable while Hamas still has armed men in Gaza.
They want to kill us. They want to finish us. So what is the good questions? Look. This is the answer. This is what they want. Can we live like this? No.
A ceasefire, by definition, is a compromise between enemies. But since the October attacks, Prime Minister Netanyahu has talked repeatedly about getting all the hostages back through total victory, the complete annihilation of Hamas as a political and military force. But right now, that is not what the Israeli people are being offered. They're worried, says Israel's leading pollster, that this deal, in phases over months, could break down before all the hostages are out.
Israelis know that things that happen in phases that are conditional upon one another are basically another way of the Israeli government and the other side, Hamas, also saying, we don't trust you, we're looking to trip you up, we're looking to accuse you of breaking the deal so that we can break the deal. It's a mutual cycle that we've seen in every other phase deal in Israeli history, and particularly with Israeli-Palestinian relations.
Tonight in the West Bank, Palestinians are waiting for the release of their prisoners, 90 in exchange for the 3 Israelis. The next swap of prisoners and hostages is due on Saturday. For Palestinian and Israeli families, this is a night for hope and relief, and some trepidation about what might lie ahead. Jeremy Bowen, BBC News, Tel Aviv.